أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون ثم أما بعد. Brothers and sisters, let us begin by praising Allah and thanking Him and showing our gratitude for this blessed day and hour of Yawm al-Jumu'ah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our efforts in these blessed days of the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless and honor our brothers and sisters who have gone to perform their Hajj, that He blesses them with a Hajj al-Mabrur wa sa'i al-Mashkur wa dhanb al-Maghfur. Allahumma ameen. Ayyuha al-ahbab, let's bring our attention to Surah Hud. Surah Hud, there is a section of that surah that is devoted to the story of Nuh alayhi salam, and it starts off like this, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأُوحِيَ إِلَى نُوحٍ أَنَّهُ لَن يُؤْمِنَ مِنْ قَوْمِكَ إِلَّا مَنْ قَدْ آمَنَ فَلَا تَبْتَئِسْ بِمَا كَانُوا يَفْعَلُونَ. Nuh alayhi salam is inspired by Allah, and he's told that from this day forward, those who follow you and those who believe in you, that's all you're gonna get. No one else will come and be part of your following this day forward. Can you imagine? Nuh alayhi salam, his whole purpose is to strive to spread the message of La ilaha illallah. And now Allah tells him, it's not gonna happen. Whoever is with you is with you. Here's what I want you to do moving forward. وَاصْنَعِ الْفُلْكِ. I want you to go and build a ship. Now pause. I've spent a lot of time thinking about this, and I'm going to ask all of you to do the same. Spend a few seconds now and think about if you were in the place of Nuh alayhi salam, how would you feel? This is your purpose. This is the only reason why you're alive, is that you want to spread Allah's deen. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is now saying to you that no matter what you say or what you do, nobody else is going to follow you. Nobody else is going to listen to you. So go build a ship. He's in the middle of the desert. There's no water anywhere. But now he's got to go find the tools and the material and everything. You know, one narration, Imam al-Zahabi and others, they narrate that it took Nuh alayhi salam about 100 to 200 years just to gather the material for this ship. Then it took him another couple hundred years to start the construction and start building it. So you're looking at 400 plus years of his life where he's building something in the middle of a desert. Now you can imagine what the locals are thinking watching this man putting together a ship. Where is he going? What is he even thinking? So the next ayah, Allah reminds him and tells him, as you're building this ship, they're going to walk by and they're going to laugh at you. They're going to make fun of you. They're going to point fingers at you. They're going to call you all sorts of names. Here is lesson one for all of us. It kind of feels like we are Nuh alayhi salam, doesn't it? They're going to point at you and they're going to say, you people still praying, still holding on to religion, still trusting this God that you don't see or talk to? You don't know if he's there or not. You trust all of that? That's your religion? Those kinds of remarks, those kinds of words. So Nuh alayhi salam is being made fun of in every aspect you can imagine. But still Allah tells him, وَيَصْنَعُ الْفُلْكَ, keep building, keep working. That's lesson number 2. Don't give up. It might not look attractive right now. It might be difficult and it looks like all the odds are against you and me. What does Allah tell us? Keep working. Don't give up on this message. There is a great wisdom to come later on. And we're going to see the wisdom for Nuh alayhi salam in a moment, bi'idhnillah. So he continues and he builds this ship. When it's all said and done, then Allah issues the command. We all know the story. Allah issues the command that the flood or the great flood is about to begin. It starts off in the homes. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes that when the pot is boiling on the stove or on the heat, on the fire, then it'll start to boil and it will start to overflow, but it will not stop. This is one source of the flood. The other source of the flood is Allah will cause a rain to start and it will not stop except by His command. So this massive flood takes over. Nuh alayhi salam has already given instructions that he's supposed to bring certain individuals and so on, animals and different things to come board the ship. وَقَالَ ارْكَبُوا فِيهَا بِسْمِ اللَّهِ مَجْرِيهَا وَمُرْسَاهَا إِنَّ رَبِّي لَغَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. So this ayah, it reminds us that come on this ship. He brings all that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides him to do so. And he brings on all of them onto the ship. إِنَّ رَبِّي لَغَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Our master is the one that is exceptionally forgiving and merciful. Now the scene begins to unfold. وَهِيَ تَجْرِي بِهِ. He is now waving and going back and forth on the Mawj, on this massive flood. It's rising and rising and rising. I just want you to picture this for a moment. Let the scene play out in your minds for a moment. So it's rising and rising and rising. And then all of a sudden, he sees what the Quran describes is a ma'zil. وَكَانَ فِي مَعْزِلٍ. His son was in a corner somewhere, and the Quran calls it a ma'zil. You know what a ma'zil is? A ma'zil is a corner that no one else can see or has access to. It's that corner. A lot of us, our children, have their own ma'zil at home, don't they? Maybe it's their bedroom. Maybe it's in a corner at the dinner table where they don't have to talk to you as much. They don't have to listen to you as much. In the car, it's the back seat all the way there. That's the ma'zil. where they try to limit as much conversation and as contact as possible. Some of us go through that ma'zil, not only with our kids, even sometimes with ourselves. We have to run to a ma'zil because of what? Because of the pressures, because of the problems, the struggles in life. We run to a ma'zil. That's not necessarily a bad thing. But listen to how the Quran helps us to engage with people who find their ma'zil. So this son of Nuh alayhi salam goes into this corner somewhere. وَكَانَ فِي مَعْزِلٍ. The father shouts out, يَا بُنَيْ إِرْكَمْ مَعَنَا. Son, get on the ship with us. Get on the boat with us. Here's the next lesson. You or your children, if you have your ma'zil, don't abandon the ma'zil, no matter what it looks like or where it is. Parents, especially you, don't abandon the ma'zil. Nuh alayhi salam knows that his son is somewhere in a corner. This flood is getting out of control, but his son is there. So what does Allah do? Allah causes the ship to move in such a way, it lands right in front of the son, literally in front. He's on one mountain, the father is gushing back and forth on this ship. The father still shouts out, son, get on. Our version of that is, I'm here. Let's talk. Let's figure this out. Let's try to understand. How come you haven't talked to us? You haven't come to the dinner table for so long. And when you're here, you're so quiet. Why are you always up in your room? That's you not ignoring the ma'zil. You try to develop some kind of connection. You don't give up. This is why in the Quran, only twice throughout the Quran, Allah called children a fitna. You know why? It's a struggle. It's not easy to raise kids. If you have children, you know what that feels like. It's not easy. It is a struggle. So don't think of fitna here, not in that they are a great test and I don't know what I'm going to do. No, this is your test. And Allah gave you these children, and it's not going to be easy, but don't give up. What we're seeing thus far in the story, Nuh alayhi salam doesn't give up. And you're going to see more of this later on in the story. He does not give up. So parents, if this was the only advice that I share with you in today's reminder, فَيَكْفِي, it is enough. Never give up on your children. Never give up on your children. It doesn't matter if they're married and they've gone on with their lives. If you see your children doing something that is unacceptable in the sight of Allah, you know what you do as a parent? The bare minimum is you remind. You say something. Save them from the ma'zil that they took, where they don't want to hear your advice, or they don't want you to say anything. Just leave them alone. No, you as a parent, like Nuh alayhi salam, you see the opportunity, you can say something, you say it as best and respectful and as dignified as possible. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us strength. Ayyuha al-ahbab, the son is there. Get on, son. Irkam ma'ana wa la takum ma'al kafirin. Don't be of the people who disbelieved. He responds like what a lot of young people who are naive, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the experience, they're still on that journey. But some, however, and for whatever reason, say to their parents and they say to others, قَالَ سَآوِي إِلَى جَبَلٍ يَعْصِمُنِي مِنَ الْمَاءِ. Look, I'm going to go, Dad, I'm going to go up to that mountain and it's going to protect me, so you got nothing to worry about. I know what I'm doing. I got this. That's what the son is saying to the father. I see the flood. I see this crazy ship that you just built, but don't worry. See this mountain that I'm on, Dad? I'm going to go to another one over there. Sa'awi ila jabal. I'm going to go to one of those farther mountains back there, and I'm going to be good. You don't worry about this. Parents, what do you do when you're faced with that predicament? Don't worry about me, Dad. Don't worry about me, Mom. I know what I'm doing. I figured this out. I got this. You didn't grow up here. You don't know what the social pressures are like. You don't come to my school. You're not with my social circle. You're not with my friends. So I got this. parents follow the pattern of Nuh alayhi salam. He then says to the son, قَالَ لَا عَاصِمَ الْيَوْمَ مِنْ أَمْرِ اللَّهِ إِلَّا مَنْ رَحِمَ. Nothing is going to stop you from the command of Allah except whom Allah has mercy on. That's the father saying, that's the parent saying, just trust me. Nothing's going to help you except Allah. Nothing's going to help you except this deen. I know it might look a little bit outdated right now. It looks like it doesn't fit into the society. It looks like it doesn't fit into your circle, to your conversations. I get that. But you've got to trust this message the way that I do and the way that all the righteous do. Trust Allah's deen. In this case, the son didn't. And I want you to picture this, okay? وَحَالَ بَيْنَهُمَا الْمَوْجِ فَكَانَ مِنَ الْمُغْرَقِينَ. This is an imagery. It's like you're sitting in the cinema and you're watching this movie. The waves started to pound and crash with each other in front of the father and wiped away the son before his very eyes. And he watched his son literally drown. Imagine when a parent, maybe you don't see your child physically drowning, but you see your child every day spiritually drowning, emotionally drowning, and you're doing everything that you can to save them and to help and to make that connection, but you're not perfect yourself. There's only so much you can do. And sometimes, as difficult as it is, you might be a witness to seeing your child just suffer more and more. May Allah help them and all of us. In this world today, in the society that we live in, their iman is constantly put at a grind. Their identities are constantly scrutinized and questioned. And so they may come home to you and they don't even know what they are anymore. They don't know what path they're on anymore. They don't know the purpose or the need for this deen and for this religion anymore. So what Nuh alayhi salam does next is truly remarkable. You tell me if you as a parent would do the same. After all was said and done, Allah commands the skies to shut off, to stop raining. Allah commands the earth to swallow up the water. Not all the waters of this world, just the flood that participated in this whole scene, this whole incident. Take away all of that flood. When all is said and done, Nuh alayhi salam is sitting there. وَنَادَى نُوحُ رَبَّهُ. He called upon Allah. فقال ربي إن ابني من أهلي وإن وعدك الحق وأنت أحكم الحاكمين. So he says, Oh Allah, this child, my son, he's from my family. Pause. You know what our version of this is? It's when the parent, when you see your child mess up and you know they messed up pretty bad, whatever it is, but you say, yeah, but it's my kid. I still love him. I'm still gonna be here for him or her. Maybe others would be like, subhanAllah, your child needs help. You need to get them help. You need to go somewhere. They need treatment. They need counseling and. But for the parents, yeah, but I still love my son. I still love my kid. I'll do that. I'll do whatever I can. I'll support them. So Nuh alayhi salam is feeling the same way and he says, Oh Allah, it's my son, he's from my family. But you made the promise. You promised the outcome of all of this and you are the ultimate wise one. That's where Nuh alayhi salam leaves it. You know what the lesson is there for us? Is that despite how much we love our children, despite how much we love them, there is a limit. There's only so much we can do. We can't force Islam and Nur and Hidayah to them. We can only hope and pray that the teachings and the values that we give them, that they absorb that, they take it and they pass it on. That's the hope. But Hidayah and guidance is from whom? Wallahu yahdi man yasha. وَهُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِالْمُهْتَدِينَ. Allah guides whomever He wills. He actually has the deeper knowledge of those who have potential of guidance in them. Allah knows who's really interested. Even if they don't show it, Allah knows what's in the hearts of all of us who's actually interested in getting true guidance. So that's what Nuh alayhi salam leaves Allah with. Allah responds, قَالَ يَا نُوحِ إِنَّهُ لَيْسَ مِنْ أَهْلِكَ إِنَّهُ عَمَلٌ غَيْرُ صَالِحٍ. Allah tells him a response that is truly, subhanAllah, when you're a parent, this is one of the toughest ayat of the Quran to listen to. This is one of the toughest. And I will conclude with that in the second part of the khutbah and explain to you what this topic really is, what it's about, why we've chosen this reminder for myself and all of you. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our sons and daughters from the fitna of this world and the fitna of society. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect and preserve the message of the Quran and Sunnah in their hearts and in their lives. May Allah Azza wa Jal preserve and protect Islam in their hearts and in their lives and in all of us. اللهم آمين. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب فاستغفروا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. قال يا نوح إنه ليس من أهلك. He's not from your family. إنه عمل غير صالح. He did things that are not appropriate, they're not righteous, they're not considered righteous deeds in the sight of Allah. See, that's the limit. There's only so much you can do. So Allah helps Nuh acknowledge and understand that if your kid has done something wrong, you need to come to that realization and understand that they need help. They took the wrong path. They made the wrong decisions. So you need to understand that, Nuh. فَلَا تَسْأَلْنِي. And don't ask me again after today. مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٍ. Of something you don't have knowledge about. إِنِّي أَعِذُكَ أَن تَكُونَ مِنَ الْجَاهِلِينَ. I protected you from being amongst those who are lost and confused. You know what it's really saying to us, brothers and sisters? Allah still saved you. So hold on to that. In other words, sure, children may have chosen a different path. But remember where you are. Why did Allah still put you on hidayah? Why did Allah keep you on this path? That's the reminder. Is that sometimes in life, when you look around to the people that you love the most and you want the best for the most, but they seem to be going in different directions. And Allah gave you love for this deen, love for Allah, love for Islam. Allah is reminding us, start there. Don't lose that hope just because your surrounding is going in a different direction. Does this sound familiar? Now get out of the home and get out of the family and just look around what life is like being Muslim. Sometimes around you, everybody is doing the opposite, but you are still that beacon of hope. You are still that beacon of hidayah. So Allah reminds Nuh alayhi salam, I protected you. So remember that so you don't be amongst those that are ignorant. And we all know how it concludes. Nuh alayhi salam asks Allah to forgive him. I'm sorry, O Allah, for questioning that because you know what's better for me. You know what is to come. So, O Allah, I seek your forgiveness that you don't count me or you count me from amongst those who are lost, those who are confused, those who are khasirin, the losers of this world. So I leave you with this. Today's reminder is that despite how many of the floods that we're exposed to in this world and in the society around us, we're constantly exposed to floods, Allah saved you. And Allah saved us. Walillahi alhamd. And we must continue to strive to hold on to La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah for our sake For the sake of those children that are drowning in some of these floods, so that they know that there is still hope as long as we are there, that we are that beacon of light, we are that example, we are that source of encouragement. For all the adults and parents, mothers and fathers here today, I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve and protect Islam in our hearts and in our lives, that we be an example for our sons and daughters and for this society at large. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve and protect the message of La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma ameen. We send peace and blessings to our Rasul salawatu rabbi wa salamuhu alayhi, kama amarana subhanahu wa ta'ala fi tanzili. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallayta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka hamidun majid. Allahumma ighfir lil muslimina wal muslimat wal mu'minina wal mu'minat الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك قريب سميع مجيب الدعوات. اللهم إننا نسألك الجنة وما قرب إليها من قول أو عمل، ونعوذ بك من النار وما قرب إليها من قول أو عمل. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. وقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله.